Tonight should really be all about the Super Bowl.
Texting.
Are you allowed to even say that?
Yeah, we can say it.
I mean, what are they going to sue us for? Nothing?
Nothing. They don't even know we exist. But one day they will. One day we'll be on that day.
One day we'll be
on Radio Row.
We'll be at this.
You and I will be on Radio Row, like next to McAfee.
That?
Telling McAfee to shut up. We're trying to record over here.
No, everybody be telling you to shut up.
I know.
Hey, we're picking you up on our mics, you son of a bitch.
Yeah, well, that's the price you pay. Anyway.
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you over the subscribers we have.
Couldn't hear you over the sound of winning. Anyway. Welcome back.
Who are you again? Thank you.
By the way, welcome back to the sack. That is the redoubtable one. The redoubtable one himself, Thomas J. Izzos, the highly questioned one, RJ Miliaccio. Welcome to IDD. For those who know, I don't disagree. Our Super Bowl preview tonight. I was thinking hoops in the first segment, but fuck it. What do you need to know? Knicks lost. They're undermanned. Oh, no. Philadelphia lost.
Knicks won.
Yeah, Knicks won. Philadelphia lost at home to Golden State, who stinks undermanned. Boston flirted with disaster, but escaped Atlanta.
They beat Atlanta tonight?
Yeah.
Were they down at halftime?
I didn't see the first half.
Okay.
Because I was running around doing errands. Happy birthday, by the way, to the A-Train. My son is 10 years old today.
Double digits.
I'll have a little shout out to him at the end of the show. But for now, happy birthday, brother. I love you, little brother. In any event, it's all about the big game on Sunday. The 58. We checked.
We'll call it 58.
58. We checked it out.
Did you ever do any research? Is it LMIII?
I didn't. I actually saw the logo for it.
Or is it ML? Maybe it's ML.
Yeah, I saw the logo yesterday, actually. I wanted to take a picture of it, but I didn't have my phone with me. In any event.
LV.
It's LV.
LV.
V and then 3
Hang on a second. Super Bowl.
That would be 55. It should be
LVIII.
Yeah. So 3 I's. Yes, we were right originally. Anyway, the bulk of this show tonight, actually the whole fucking thing, is on the Super Bowl. And why not? Because there's a lot of things going on here. If the Niners do win, they will join a very select club, that of two franchises, the Pittsburgh Steelers and then my New England Patriots, with 6 Super Bowl rings if the Niners do win. Their last one was 1994, so their drought is technically longer than the Cowboys, but they've at least been here a couple of times, whereas Dallas hasn't. And here they are again, facing the team that prevented them from getting it last time, the Kansas City Chiefs, who, if they win Sunday, will officially be a dynasty. 3 championships in a decade, you're a dynasty.
They're as close to a dynasty as you can be without 3 championships, as it is.
Yeah, but there's
6 straight AFC championship games. That's amazing.
Yeah,
that's Patriot type shit.
Mm-hmm. It is.
That is Patriot.
But
type.
the Patriots won.
What did Brady go to 8 in a row?
The Patriots won 3 in 4 years. If they win, it's 3 and 5.
But how many AFC championships in a row did he go to?
Oh, I don't know what it was.
I think it was more than 6. I think I heard Chris Canty say it was 8 in a row.
They went to.
Chris Canty said it on.
He played in 10 Super Bowls. They lost. He went to 13 AFC championships, 1 NFC championship. So, and when you think about this is why I keep laughing when people start saying or putting Mahomes next to him. He's not even close. If he wins Sunday, he's not even close. If he wins Sunday, he's Troy Aikman. Let's be honest. That's what he is. I don't want to care about his numbers in an inflated league that's geared towards offensive passing. Because if Troy Aikman played in this area, he'd have the same fucking numbers because his arm is just as good.
Yeah, Brady went 8 in a row from 2011 to 2018.
Yeah. So.
And then the following year, he went in the NFC.
In the NFC. He went to 9. Tom Brady went to 9 in a row. And he was past his prime for a lot of it. So look at, and Damian Woody, again, and he was in the first part of the Patriot dynasty, but he keeps trying to say that the Pats were based on their defense. And the first year, the defense was ranked 21st in yards allowed, so that's not fucking true at all. Okay, so no, it isn't. Tom Brady lost his number 1 receiver in the 7th game, which was Terry Glenn, and turned Troy Brown into one right in front of our very eyes. We were witnessing greatness right in front of us. Patrick Mahomes walked onto a team that was 11-5 the year before he got the job. Not 5-11. Big difference. Okay, the Cheetah was there. Travis Kelce in his prime was there. Andy Reid is an offensive genius in an offensive-driven league. Patrick Mahomes is great. He's the best quarterback of the era right now. Okay? Is he all-time? Fuck no. It's not even fucking close. Stop talking. You're idiots, all of you. Troy Aikman. Thank God Troy Aikman said it. Troy Aikman goes, look it. Until he gets to 5 or 6, this conversation is pointless. It's utterly pointless. Yeah, he's on a trajectory right now, but you're assuming he's going to stay on this trajectory for the next 10 years. Looking at his competition, and Andy Reid's only getting older and fatter, and Travis Kelce's about to retire.
Andy Reid's not getting fatter.
Is it? Oh, yeah, he is.
He's lost weight.
He still looks like a walrus to me. But anyway, the bottom line is...
Look at pictures of Andy Reid 10 years ago. He's 50 pounds heavier.
You mean lighter?
In the pictures 10 years ago.
Yeah, so he's 50 pounds
heavier.
So he's lost 50 pounds. Okay. So he's still overweight. But anyway. And he's flirting with whatever. He's over 60, well over 60. So I don't think he's retiring after this, no matter what happens. I think he's coming back. But how many years does he realistically have left? And then who's his successor? And what are you going to do when Travis Kelce walks away in a year?
Maybe they'll hire Eric Bieniemy, who was just fired from DC.
Yeah, Eric Bieniemy got a rod. That was terrible. But anyway, that's Washington.
Should have never left.
No. They should have kept him.
But I actually didn't think it was a bad move when he did it, though.
No, I'm not saying it was a bad move. It just, we underestimated.
It sucked that he had to do it. But
honestly, I don't know why he was, why they fired him. What did he do that merited firing? There weren't. Nothing was on him.
Oh, yeah, but I mean, that was just a new regime's coming in. Yeah. They want their own people. It's just
I would
the
have thought
that the league needed him to go do that to try to prove he could be a head coach was a little like either you think the guy's a head coach or he's not.
Well, again, we don't know what's being talked about behind closed doors. But,
yeah, that's true.
We just know that as a tactician, he's very good, at least offensively speaking.
Seems like it.
What he would do as head coach, no one knows, but he's never been given the chance. So how do you know until you know? So the bottom line is, look, there's a lot at stake here for both franchises.
So where should we start in terms of the angle?
Well, there's more than one angle here. I mean, there's the conventional wisdom is the thing is, which defense is going to stop the run? Because right now both defenses are susceptible to the run. And that can play into the hands of either team.
How did that happen to San Fran?
I don't know when it started.
With those linebackers, why are they
I want to say Cleveland was when the mold, because Cleveland ran on them. Cleveland was the first team that really ran on them.
They were the first team to beat them?
Yep, they were. And the thing is, they beat them because San Fran missed a field goal at the end that would have won the game. But they still beat them, and they
knocked out Debo.
They knocked out Debo, and the other guy went down too. What's his name there? Trent Williams. The lineman went out in that game too.
Really?
Yeah, they both went out in that game.
And then that's when they lost 3 in a row.
That's when they lost 3 in a row. Yeah. So, look, the thing is, they both can run the football. Both defenses have yet to stop the run. So, which speaks to a low-scoring game. Because if both teams are able to run, then the clock is going to get wound down. It's going to be a slower.
Technically, Kansas City stopped the run against Baltimore.
No, they didn't, because Baltimore averaged over 4 yards a carry. Whenever they did it, they were successful. They just didn't do it enough.
Yeah, but I mean, sometimes those numbers are deceiving if there's a couple 20-yard runs in that game.
Kansas City scored 17 points. There is no need on this earth, logically, to stop running the football.
Unless you're getting stopped.
They 16 times for 83 yards is 4-point-something yards carry.
I know, but
they weren't getting stopped. They never gave it a chance.
But what if there was like one 20-yard run? That changes that big time.
They only had 15 attempts. They didn't run the ball for 20. They averaged 32 attempts per game. They did it half the time. And they were down no more than 10 points at any point in the game. There is absolutely no logical need to stop. So there was no point in giving up on it.
But I guess my thing is like this. If you're running the ball like you run the ball 4 times on a couple drives. And every time you run it, you're barely getting shit. You get one 20-yard gain, and now your average per play looks good. Was it like that? I don't remember it enough to know if it was like that.
They never ran the ball enough for it to even get like that. They probably ran the ball once on every series, the first 4 times they had the ball, if they even did that.
Once?
Only on once on each series, each possession. They only had 16 attempts in the whole fucking game. And some of those were quarterback scrambles that were in a pass play.
Right.
And they turned into a rush because there was no opening. He tucked it and he ran. Mm-hmm. So how many times did they actually line up and run it? Yeah. So that's the thing. My point is,
what about the week before? Did Miami run all over Kansas City? They didn't.
Miami didn't. No, but Buffalo did. Miami didn't do anything. Miami's offense didn't.
True. Buffalo
ran for 185 on them. Yeah. They boat raced them.
How did they beat them?
Because Josh Allen made 2 stupid mistakes at the end of the game. He didn't throw underneath. He threw that one that the guy was open, but he skipped it to him because he got hit. He threw it when he checked down. He had Diggs underneath for a check down.
Yeah.
And then on third down, when he rolled out, he had his tight end right there, right in front of the marker, and he threw it into the end zone. I'm like, what are you doing? Oh, throwing it away. Well, great. Now you're in a driving windstorm.
Throwing it away?
Yeah, now in a driving windstorm, your kicker has to make a 48-yarder, which is no chip shot. In any event, the point is San Francisco's best offensive weapon is McCaffrey. So if San Fran doesn't run the ball 30 times, the fix is in. That's all I'm going to say. The fix is definitely in. Because there's absolutely no reason for them not, given that whenever somebody, I mean, even in Baltimore.
Kyle Shanahan outsmarts himself.
Well, we're going to make this prediction too. We are going to have the San Francisco soil your short selection.
I think mine's going to be a Shanahan soiling.
A Shanahan soiling.
Not to say it's guaranteed to happen, but
this is our prediction.
If I had to pick one.
Yeah. How is Sam? Look, the whole thing about this is San Fran on paper is the more talented team. But so was Baltimore and so was Buffalo. And they all went down because they...
See, even though the other day, remember I said it was going to be a special teams gaffe.
It could be.
Because I've seen San Fran do that in the past.
The question right now isn't... And again, here's the funny thing. On ESPN today, every fucking expert was going, how is KC an underdog? And then there's always the guy going, yeah, well, Vegas is trying to... like he said the other night. And he's like... And they all said the same thing. It's the fucking Super Bowl. Bets aren't going to be your problem. Everybody and their mother. This is like March Madness. There are two things. The two most bet-on events in sports are the Super Bowl and March Madness. So I don't give a fuck where the line is. People are going to bet on it. It's not going to matter. Okay? To me, Kansas City...
It's about
the
house winning.
The house is going to win either way. Because Kansas City's going to win the game.
No. They have to set the lines in a way.
I know what they have to do, Tom.
Then what are you asking the question for?
It doesn't, because honestly, they're going to bet either way. Everyone with a brain knows Kansas City's the better team.
Everybody's going to bet on people bet on the WNBA. Oh. Everybody bet. They set these lines so that.
I know why they set the lines. So I'm saying they could put it 2.5 the other way and it wouldn't matter. It wouldn't matter.
Well, yeah, 2.5 means nothing.
It means nothing. I'm just saying that Kansas City.
So what are you saying?
I'm saying Kansas City should be favored based on they beat them before. They beat the team that boat raced them in their own building, and they beat them on their field. There's no reason why San Francisco should be favored in this game. And by the way, if Detroit hadn't stopped running the ball, San Fran isn't even here. Okay? If Donkey Dick kicks one field goal, it's 27-10, and they don't even come back from that.
They had
no business beating the Lions. So how on earth? And the Lions, listen. I mean, I can't. He's lucky that this is his third. If they weren't coming from where they were, I'd fire his ass too for that shit. But he was 3-13. He's made strides in 3 years. You got to give him another.
That's progress.
Mr. Harbaugh in Baltimore has no fucking
he went
excuse.
from under 500.
No, I'm saying you got to give him a pass because
last year on the cusp.
No, they won 2 playoff games, but they hadn't won a playoff game in 30 years. He won 2 in one post. No, he gets a pass on this.
Who'd they win? Did they beat Tampa?
They beat Tampa in a good game, very good game, and then before that who'd they beat before that?
They didn't beat anybody before.
Yes, they did. They didn't have the bye. San Fran had the bye.
Tampa was their first game.
No. Who'd they beat in the second round? No, Tampa was their second game because Tampa won. Tampa won the first round game.
Who the fuck did
Tampa beat Philly in the first round.
They didn't play Seattle, did they?
No, it was the Rams. They beat the Rams by 1 point.
That's right.
They beat the Rams by 1 point.
That was a good win.
That was a great game. 24-23 was a hell of a game.
So they beat the Rams at home
by 1 point, and they beat Tampa by 8, 31-23. And then they went to San Fran and lost 34-31. And honestly, that's as bad as what Baltimore did. But again, he gets a pass because that team historically has stunk. Whereas Harbaugh should be out in his all-powerful ass after that fuck up.
You think so?
Yes, he should. That's fireable. It's fucking fireable. There's absolutely no fucking logical reason for him to do it. It's fireable. Because honestly, look what this does to this was set up for Lamar Jackson, and only from within could it get fucked up. Kansas City didn't score a point in the second half. Think about this for a minute. They held that offense. They held Patrick Mahomes scoreless for 30 minutes. And because this donkey did, oh my God.
Well, they went into halftime up 17-7.
17-7.
Right? And they won what? 17-10?
17-10.
Yikes.
That's awful.
That's bad.
That's awful.
And when you think about it from a standpoint of if they win that game, they're facing a team that they absolutely murdered.
Trust me, San Francisco.
San Fran
did not want to see Baltimore again. Okay, let's be clear about something. Baltimore would have been in their head worse probably than KC is now because of what they did to him.
Brock Purdy would have been in his head with all the picks that he threw in that game.
Yeah, Brock Purdy had 4 picks. That was the one real super bad game he had.
Right.
That was the one
only
stinker.
bad game he had. That's all they would have talked about.
Yeah.
And
Now, again, I don't think Brock Purdy would have done that had they met again, but still, a team beats you like that, it stays with you.
And they would have went in there with so much confidence, like we can fucking beat these guys.
I mean, look, we can talk about several.
Holy shit, Clippers getting slapped at the start of this game.
To me, the thing is, which defense is going to stop the run? Because if I knew that before the game, then I could probably tell you who's going to win it. But I don't.
Which defense do you think is going to stop the run? That's the question.
I don't know.
Come on.
I haven't seen anything.
Make a prediction.
No, why don't you make one? Who do you think is going to stop the run?
Dude, you're the one that brought the point up. I'm asking you.
I'm saying I don't know which one's going to do it. I don't know.
Make a
I
prediction.
honestly don't know. I don't have one. Here's my prediction.
Forced to do is soil your pants.
Here's my prediction. I can tell you who that's going to be. Listen, the thing is this.
Is Pacheco healthy? Because I think that's a big part of it.
I think he is practicing this week.
Because
he was limited. It wasn't like
Clyde
he had.
Edwards-Helaire is not going to.
Oh, he won't do what he does.
Do anything.
No, he's more of a pass
They need
catcher.
Pacheco to set the tone.
Yeah.
And Allaire could get some carries.
I would be willing to bet
after
that
that.
Pacheco is going to start this game because they'll pack him in ice for the next.
Because I don't care how tough your defense is, when he comes through that bitch, he goes after guys.
He's like a Derrick Henry, but smaller.
But he's small.
He's a smaller Derrick Henry.
But fuck, you don't want to tackle that guy.
He runs like it's his life.
Yeah.
He does. Every down, it's like it's his life.
Love that dude. 6th-round pick.
Yep. 6th-round pick, and he's been a godsend for him
awesome.
because he gave their offense something it desperately needed when their receivers were dropping the ball.
Yeah,
gave him another option.
Yeah,
so
and he can catch too, right? He catches balls.
He can, but he's more of a runner.
Yeah, they don't throw it to him as much.
No, they don't because they have Edwards-Helaire, and but Rice has turned into a good pass catcher.
I like him.
He's good.
Yeah.
And
so, Kelsey, I don't care how many steps it looks like he's lost.
Nobody seems to realize
He's always open.
He's always open. I don't know, just fucking, hey, you have one job. Stay with him. Don't even worry about anything else. You cover him. If he goes to the bathroom, you flush
give him
it.
some credit, though, because...
Well, if you're playing zone, which is what
he's gonna eat
Baltimore did, I mean, you can't play zone on them. He'll pick you apart. I don't know. I forget what San Fran's secondary, if they play cover 2, I forget what they do.
But see, they have coverage linebackers that could probably... Like Greenlaw, and who's the other one? Turner?
Greenlaw's the linebacker. He's a stud.
So I mean,
he's a stud.
Potentially those guys could stay with Kelsey.
I think Greenlaw could stay with Kelsey. I do. Look, the thing is this. Kansas City wants to keep that offense off the field and not get in a shootout. Yeah. If I'm San Francisco, okay, fine, because I can outrun you too. See, Baltimore I think where Baltimore messed up was they wanted to try and turn it into a shootout because they didn't think Casey could keep up with them, as opposed to just doing what they do, which is run the ball. Because if they'd run the ball,
that opens the pass.
Well, not just that, but KC, it forces them into. Now Patrick Mahomes feels like he has to make a play, whereas he can just throw it away.
They obviously did.
Yeah, he played from the lead the whole game, so he never had to. He was never behind. And Baltimore figured, we have to turn this into a track meet. When no. You don't. They're playing a base nickel. Run the fuck. This is the thing. They played a nickel and a dime the whole fucking game.
And you gave them a quarter. You brought a penny and a quarter. They played a nickel and a dime.
How Jim Harbaugh is not fired right now.
Dude, you're not going to fire Jim Harbaugh.
They should have.
They won't.
No, they're stupid. Because honestly, if he could poop himself that bad, I mean, what the hell? Anyway, that's question number 1. Who's going to stop the run? I honestly don't know. To me, I think they're both going to get run on. This game is going to come down to who turnovers and who has the ball last.
I mean, the thing is, like, McCaffrey, better than Pacheco.
Yeah. McCaffrey's the best back in the NFL.
If I had to say one running back was going to get shut down over the other, I'd pick Pacheco. But I know it comes down to more than that.
Well, here's what's weird. You know, we San Fran's front 7 going into the season was regarded as the best in football.
Defense.
Their front 7 was regarded as the best in football. And for much of the year it was, until Cleveland's running game hit them in the mouth. And then everybody's like, wow, they can actually run. And then more teams did it.
I'd say the same thing about their O-line.
They still are running the ball. They ran the ball all day.
But I mean more than that, because they're giving up pressure now too. Not on Trent Williams' side.
Yeah. No.
But I feel like defenses are like the Lions kicked their fucking ass in the first half.
They did.
They
But
brutalized them
the
on both
Lions.
sides of
The
the
Lions
ball.
have a top 4 or 5 offensive line.
That's true.
They do, and their
Their
running game.
defensive line isn't that, like they have Hutchinson,
Yeah.
and then I don't know the other guys' names. They're probably good. I just don't know them that well.
If they're smart, their entire draft is defense. Their offense is sick.
Yeah,
their offense is Super Bowl caliber. Their defense is what they got to do.
Yeah.
Every fucking pick. I swear, if I was them, every fucking pick.
You almost want to
Every
just
fucking
like
pick.
bring in Belichick as a consultant. Like,
literally,
can
just-
you help us with this draft?
Like your first pick, all right, who's the best cornerback in this draft? Get him. Okay. Second pick, who's the best middle line? Get him. Like, literally, that's fucking all I would do if I was Detroit. I'd get the best defensive player available when you're drafting at every pick. That's what I would do. Because that's honestly, if they hit on 2 of them, just 2 of them, that defense is with Hutchinson. They're trust me. But anyway, look back to the game itself. San Fran, if they stick with the run, where Baltimore fucked up, they will. To his point, and they have Kittle's tight end, who's a fucking stud, and he also run blocks. This is the other thing.
Well,
he's a good run blocking tight end. He's a very good one, actually. I saw him take out a defensive end last week who was bigger than him. He dropped him like it was nothing.
I was talking to a guy I work with, and he was saying Kittle likely won't get a lot of yards because they'll keep him back to block.
You can do that when you have Brandon Ayuk and Debo Samuel. By the way, do you see Ayuk's numbers?
No, what is he?
This is a number 2 receiver.
Jeez.
He had 91 catches,
Guy ran into Kawhi and hurt himself.
1,342 yards, and 7 touchdowns. This is the other guy that no one's talking about.
He's fucking the 4th option.
Yeah, this is the other guy. This is the 4th
He's the
option.
4th fucking option.
1,300 yards, Chris.
Because when he gets back there, he goes, okay, where's Christian? Oh, he's not there. Where's Debo? Oh, where's Kittle?
Yeah.
Oh shit, none of them are open. All right, fuck it. Let's throw to fucking Brandon.
When your 4th option is 90 catches and 1,340 yards.
And tough.
On top of it. I mean, look, this is the thing. San Fran only loses this game 2 ways. They either poop themselves like Baltimore did and don't run the ball, or they turn the ball over. Which, by the way, Baltimore had. This is the thing. Baltimore turned the ball over 3 fucking times. It was a 1-score game with 1 minute to go. Because Casey's offense is not good. It's not good. He made 1 throw at the end of the game. They punted the entire second half of that game. They couldn't do a thing. So if San Fran doesn't,
in the first half he missed. I think he missed a couple of touchdown throws actually, because he was thrown into that wind. Mahomes did.
I don't remember the call. What play? I don't remember this.
Yeah, he missed a couple. I mean, they weren't like, 5-yard passes. They were longer than that, but. They could have done more. He didn't play that great in the first half.
He didn't play that great in the second half.
Yeah.
Look at his numbers for that game. I was like, okay, 241 yards, 20 of 29. Okay, 1 touchdown pass. Okay.
I mean, that's not bad.
No, but it's not like.
Oh yeah.
It's not like Brady throwing for 505 yards in the Super Bowl and losing. Because your fucking dickhead coach benches your number 1 corner. It's not like that. But the point is, look, San Fran if they play their game and they don't turn the ball over, KC should not be able to beat this team. I don't care what Mahomes does. It shouldn't matter. But
you think Kansas City's going to win?
Oh, Kansas City is going to win. because
this is what makes this interesting.
No, KC's going to win because there's someone on that San Francisco side is going to poop themselves. Someone is going to shit a Tyrannosaurus Rex type fucking shit on that sideline.
So let me ask you this.
And my money is on the coach.
Would you? So you're going to Shanahan's soil.
It's Shanahan.
So
only Shanahan could fuck this up.
Only he's got.
He's capable of
power.
He is dumb enough to actually have watched the Baltimore game and doesn't even think about it.
All right, but let me ask you this: is your Gigglesmoke roll of the dice
Kansas City?
Is it Kansas City or is it that Shanahan's going to shit the bed?
Oh, Kansas City winning the Super Bowl.
Okay.
My San Francisco soil session selection is Shanahan. Because only the coach could fuck this up.
All right, so now we have the same. Now we're picking the exact same thing.
I didn't know what you were going to pick. Well, I knew you were going to pick Kansas City.
Right. And then earlier in the show...
By the way, one more. If we see one more fucking take of someone metaphorically sucking Patrick Mahomes' dick. I'm going to throw up in my mouth.
Get over it.
I can't get over it because every time I want, but he earned it. He earned it.
Him along the way too.
Seven, please.
They were doing it after he won one.
This crap about he's already the GOAT if he wins the game.
So this is what's funny.
If he wins the game, he's the GOAT, Tom.
This is what's funny.
Is he the GOAT if he wins the game, Tom? No. But that's what these dorks seem to think.
Here's what's going on here. You're being everybody who wasn't a Patriots fan the last 20 years.
And don't give a fuck. You know why? Because the Patriots went to 10 Super Bowl. They went to 9.
No.
9, okay? And by the way.
But here's the thing. This shit was happening along the way. After they won their first one.
No. No one. Wrong.
After they win their second one. After they win their third one.
Nothing happened after the first one. The first one was pure luck. They were the luckiest team in America. They never should have been there. The tuck rule, all this other crap.
Okay, but look.
No.
But look, as y'all started always winning, everybody started hating on Brady for no reason. Okay, because he was a winner.
It was after he won the third one.
Okay, fine.
After this guy hasn't even won the third one yet.
But what I'm telling you, see now you're changing the goalpost.
I'm not changing the goalpost.
2 minutes ago you said they won 10, they earned it. Now you're saying it was when he won 3. The Kansas City is the empire right now.
That's not the point.
Yes,
the point is this. No,
that's why all these things. And back then, when Brady was going to win his fourth, everybody say, "Oh, you can't compare him to Bradshaw. You can't compare him to Montana."
When it was the fourth one, yes, because if he wins it, he's there. That's why. If Mahomes wins this one, he's not there.
No, but
he's not even close to there.
No, okay. I'm saying this shit happened along the way when Brady was getting to those numbers.
The point is, it happened when it was supposed to happen.
No.
Yes! They said nothing after the second one. The third one was, okay, they're just like the Cowboys. No one was calling Tom Brady to go after the third Super Bowl. No. He had to win the fourth one to be in the conversation. And by the way, when he won the fourth one, he still was, he had to win the fifth one. Okay? Then he was the GOAT.
You're just becoming a Patrick Mahomes hater for no reason.
No, I have plenty of reasons to hate Patrick Mahomes.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do. Plenty.
You do not.
Plenty. I have plenty of reasons to hate Patrick Mahomes. In fact, I have plenty, but I only need one.
He's not comparing himself to Tom Brady.
I'm not talking about him.
He's not an asshole.
This is like the whole Taylor. I don't have a problem with Taylor Swift, but people keep putting her on the fucking screen when I want to watch football.
And you destroy the person.
I am destroying them.
You're tearing down Patrick Mahomes and his resume.
I'm not tearing him down. I already said he's the best player in the current NFL. He's the best player, not quarterback.
Then you go
player.
on rants and it's like, he hasn't done
because he hasn't done. No. I didn't say that. Don't put words in my mouth. I'm saying he hasn't even won his third one yet. Okay, but if he wins it, he's the GOAT. Because that's what's been being pushed. Not he's in the he's the GOAT. If he wins.
Oh my God, is that Alvarado?
Is it Thief in the Night?
No, it's not Alvarado.
Don't tease me like that.
He did the
Is he on the floor?
He did the same.
Where is he? Is he out there?
I don't think Alvarado's on either of these teams.
Oh my God, Tom. He's not even on the court?
What?
Well, you said, is that Alvarado?
He did the same move. He snuck from behind and took the ball from the guy.
He's not even in the building.
He's got the same skin tone.
He's not even in the building. I'll bet he's sick. Is it this dude?
No.
Who?
No, it was Daniels up there. It was a guard.
Him?
Yeah.
He's taller than Alvarado. Alvarado's like a little...
Dude, I saw him steal the ball and I said, was that Alvarado?
For those of you who don't know, this Alvarado we're talking about, he's a player in the NBA. He's tiny. He might be 5'11". He might be 5'11". I don't know. He's 6. He's not. Watch him. List him at 6'2".
He's at least 6'3".
He's not 6'2", by the way. Like Julian Edelman was listed at 5'11". He wasn't. He was 5'8". But anyway, the point is, he made an Alvarado comment. I thought Alvarado was on the court, but he's not even on either of these rosters.
It was because of the play he did.
I know, but I was hoping it was actually him.
Alvarado's 6 foot.
All right, so I wasn't 5'11". Yeah, he's short. But the bottom line is, like, I wish he was on the court because I love that he comes out of nowhere. Like, he'll actually wait down one end of the court. Yeah. Tommy's the one who showed me this. But he'll, like, wait to a corner, and every time the offense falls for it. They forget he's out there. And then he runs up behind a guy and steals it. He's probably done it like a dozen times. And like,
oh, yeah. He was known for it in college.
Sneaky. Anyway. Back to the bashing of Patrick Mahomes.
For no reason.
Look, it's not no reason. He's the best quarterback right now. Okay, but the thing is, if he wins his Super Bowl, he's not even close to the GOAT.
No,
he's not even close to the fucking GOAT. Stop talking like, he's the best one I've ever seen. I heard this about Aaron Rodgers. I heard this about John Elway. I heard this about Brett. I keep hearing this every time an athletic quarterback steps into the arena. Lamar Jackson was that dude. No. Okay. Athletic ability and quarterbacking do not go hand in hand. You don't have to be a great athlete to be a great quarterback. You don't. And that's what makes Tom Brady's feats even more extraordinary, because he was the worst athlete on the field probably. And I don't think that's an exaggeration. I don't think it is. Okay? So to be the worst athlete on the field only makes his accomplishments even bigger.
So you're using the bird defense?
It's a fact.
The bird argument?
Did you saw Tom Brady's remember the combine picture where they had him standing there they had him take his shirt off, like we try to scare the chicks away? What are you
He looked
doing?
like me if I was skinny.
It was terrible. It was like, that dude's an NFL quarterback. Like, no, he's not. So it was like the donkey who was like in the U.S. Olympic men's hockey team when Eruzione was trying out.
Look at this play. This is why I thought it was Alvarado.
You rewound this the whole time.
Here's Daniels. Watch him. Sneak up. How did he forget he was standing there?
Because these guys are idiots. I mean, they're athletes.
And that guy's 6'7", so it's hard to miss
Most of these guys aren't. Most of these guys didn't go to class. All right, let's be honest. So it's true. Most of these guys didn't go to class. One and done rule, people. That's a decade. So
what do you really learn in college anyway?
Well, if you're there for 6 months, nothing.
You're there for 4
and you go to basket weaving. That's it.
Basket weaving.
Somebody said that in a movie.
Wasn't that funny?
One of the football players said it. What class is this? Oh, he was flunking basket weaving. I was like, what? How are you flunking basket weaving? There was another one who
That
was
was a shit pass.
And there was one.
Now that looks like Alvarado.
Well, he should.
That is him.
Is that really? Look him up. Is that really him?
That's him.
Is it him?
That's him.
He is there. Well, see, that makes it even weirder because he's on the court. But wait, the last time, did he have a haircut?
I bet you that's where that guy got the idea.
They're teammates. Yeah, that would make sense. But did he have a haircut the last time we saw him? Did he look grown out?
He
always has that?
Has the bush, yeah.
Okay. Well, Alvarado is actually out there. Okay.
He's a tough player.
He is a tough player. He's still around.
Can't remember where he went to school. Oh, look, he's trying to sit.
He's trying to sit.
Did you see him?
He can't. They called timeout.
Yeah. But
by the way, New Orleans is up 12 on the number 1 seeded Clippers.
Dude, they ran out on them 11-2. Start the game.
I mean, the Pelicans are a dangerous team they have weapons. Their whole thing has always been hell. Anyway, back to this game. So you know what I've got? Gigglesmoke guarantee. KC is winning because San Fran is losing, and they're going to lose because the coach is going to poop himself. Is it Kyle or Mike? Is it Mike?
Kyle. Mike is his dad.
That Mike's his dad. Yeah. Mike will be a shame.
So I'm actually exactly the same.
This kid's gonna poop
I think
himself.
Kansas City wins, and
now it's gonna be close.
So I don't know.
It'll
about
be
the
close.
Score,
It'll be close.
But
they're not gonna. Kansas City isn't good enough to run away with it.
So maybe I should do a special teams soil. So at least we have 2 different picks. Because 2 nights ago I did say special teams.
Now how long ago was this that the team that San Fran did what you were talking about
against the Giants? It was like 2011.
So it was 12 years ago.
Yeah, I mean, it has nothing to do with this team. Yeah, it has nothing to do with this team.
I don't know.
But I it popped into my head the other
Could the
day.
Kicker miss a kick?
Well,
to maybe tie it and go to overtime?
Of course. It's like
like a chip shot?
That image popped into my head the other day when I was thinking about, when you brought up, one of these people are going to soil themselves. Yeah. I thought of that gaffe because the Giants and the Niners, it was one of the best games I've ever seen Eli Manning play. Mm-hmm. He got the shit kicked out of him. Do you remember that game? NFC Championship? It was 2011 year.
I don't remember.
It was the second time we met y'all in the Super Bowl.
Well, that I remember.
So
I remember who
the NFC Championship game, Eli got hit. I don't know how many times they sacked him, but they knocked him down more than 10 times. Mm. And every time he would get up and his chin strap would be like up his nose and shit. I mean, he was getting hammered. The game was completely even. Went to overtime.
Yeah.
And I think in order to get it to overtime, they muffed a punt.
Yeah. And
then in overtime, the Giants got the ball first, had to punt.
Yeah.
And the guy muffed it. No, the guy got stripped.
Oh.
Giants special teams gunner came down, knocked the ball out. Giants
so they were punting to San Fran?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
They knocked the ball out on the punt and then barely moved the ball, and they kicked the field goal to win.
Okay. So
that popped into my head the other night, and I'm thinking, all right, maybe there's going to be a special team soiling on the San Francisco
That's entirely
side.
possible because a lot of times a special teams play determines the outcome of the Super Bowl.
Remember last year it was that Kadarius Toney punt return. Mm-hmm. When he brought them in to like the 5-yard line.
Yeah. So special teams always makes a play or doesn't make a play that you want to make. So is that possible? Absolutely.
So I'm going to go San Fran soil.
Yep. So
San Fran
you're
special team soil.
All right,
that way we're not exactly the same.
I got Shanashit on the soil. That's going to be his name going forward. Kyle Shanashit when he shits himself, and we only runs it 10 times.
Shanadoop. Shanapoop.
I got news for you. If McCaffrey only has 10 rushing attempts, if I'm McCaffrey when the game's over, I take my helmet and I beat Shanashit to death with it.
God.
I literally would beat him to death with it if I touch the ball. If I'm McCaffrey and I run the ball 10 times and we lose, because I will take my helmet and I would beat Shanashit to death with it.
Dude,
and I do it in front of all the cameras.
I heard on Twitter that when Pete Carroll called the pass on the 2-yard line or whatever it was, that when Russell Wilson got picked off, Marshawn Lynch went up to Pete Carroll.
Laughed at him. Laughed in his face.
That's hilarious. Is that true?
I don't know.
Did you hear that though?
I heard something of he looked at him, and I don't know if he got.
I think Marshawn said it.
I don't know if he got right in his face, but I heard he laughed at him.
That guy's funny. Marshawn Lynch is funny.
You know.
That was the shard face
epidemic. The shard face right there. Again, maybe Marshawn, if he hadn't fumbled twice inside the 5, maybe he would have called your number. I don't know. That's why he didn't call your number. You were a fumbler. He was. He was a fumbler.
Fumbler.
That's what they had everybody, because everybody was blasting Carroll after this, and then the offensive coordinator goes, "Look, you fuckers don't know what you're talking about. The fact is, the guy you were screaming for the ball, who by the way, he was unstoppable before all this happened too. 6 attempts, 1 yard, 2 fumbles. In that scenario all year long, they had this stat. That's why they didn't call that play, because from inside the 5 in that situation on that down, he was on 6 attempts, he was 6 carries, 1 yard, 2 fumbles.
Jeez.
And that's why they didn't call the play. And this is the OC defending Pete Carroll going, you dickheads don't know what you're talking about. Maybe if Mr. Beast Mode didn't fumble inside the 5 and he got the ball. And then, by the way, maybe...
So you think they should have thrown it?
I think they should have thrown...
They shouldn't have done the quick slant.
They shouldn't have done the quick slant. That's the last throw you make. Because there's too many hands that can get a... You know what I mean? Get a deflection.
Yeah.
No,
It's too crowded.
You throw out or you throw a fade to the corner, where either he gets it or it goes up. That's the throw you make. You don't throw a quick slant into the teeth of a goal line defense.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous. No, that was dumb. And the thing is, the Patriots were practicing this play all week, and they couldn't get it right in practice. And everybody talks about Malcolm Butler, but it was Brandon Browner standing up the slot receiver that made that happen. Because if that guy goes through, it's a touchdown. Because Butler never gets there. Mm-hmm. So Brandon Browner should have got more credit for that.
Butler talks about how they watched the film, and he knew to shoot right into that space.
But in practice, he couldn't get there because the slot guy inside kept getting between him and the ball. And what Brandon Browner did was he stood the guy up on the line. He never got off the line. So that way he had a clean shot at it. That was what happened.
So he couldn't pick him.
He couldn't pick him. That was the thing. And Brandon Browner never gets talked about for that play. And by Brandon Browner was an ex-Seahawk, so he knew the play. He knew what was coming. He's like, he knew he had to stand the guy up at the line so that the other cornerback could get in there. And he did it on that play. So, but no, the call was bad. I have no problem with throwing the ball. It was the call.
It was that.
That was the thing. And Chris Collinsworth going, I'm sorry. I'm like, well, Chris.
You could have dropped back and done a freaking quarterback draw with
naked
Russell
boot.
Wilson. My God.
The naked boot.
You got the quarter. And then as he's rolling out, if he rolls out, you still have a...
Steve Grogan, who you don't know, but I'm a big fan of, the ex-Patriot quarterback from the 80s, must have ran the naked boot for about 14 fucking touchdowns. He wasn't half as fast as Russell Wilson. Russell Wilson would have walked in on a naked boot.
I've seen Eli score on a naked
Russell
boot.
Wilson, I would have, if I was Seattle, what I would have done is I would have faked 23 bum blast, or fake 32 to beast mode, and then I would have done naked boot out the right side. Everybody would have gone to beast mode. No, he'd have walked in untouched. That should have been the call. Yeah. But again,
or any play action to Marshawn.
Well, yeah, but you could. But the thing is, or if you're going to throw the Patriots were the best team at throwing the ball inside the 5 because they always had the double move where you go in out, and it was either Troy Brown, Wes Welker,
or an option.
It was Brady would be in the shotgun. They'd be on a 3-yard line, and they'd have one of these guys in the slot. This starts with Troy Brown. It goes all the way back to Troy Brown. But it was Troy Brown, Wes Welker, or Julian Edelman. And it's a Z move. It's a double move. He goes in and then he comes back out to the pylon. And Brady would throw it to the pylon. And if he doesn't catch it, it goes out of bounds. But if he beats the guy, it's a touchdown. And there's nothing the defense can do about it.
So you're talking about like off to the flat.
Yeah, so if you're the center, if I'm on you, so Edelman would take 3 steps in towards you and then he goes out to the corner.
On either side.
On either side. Yeah. And that would be the route. He'd run it with Amendola. Mm-hmm. He'd run it with Kevin Falk. He'd line him up in the slot in the backfield. Kevin Falk would come out and do the same thing. Mm-hmm. But they never threw quick slants over the middle.
Yeah.
Not in that. There's just not enough room, and there's too many arms.
Too much
All it takes is one defensive lineman.
End could stand
all
up.
it takes is one defensive lineman to get a hand up, and now that ball's going up in the air with 11 maniacs looking at it.
Right.
Are you kidding me?
And they're not spread out.
They're
down
not.
The field
They're all in a condensed.
10 yards.
Yeah, they're all in a condensed area. That's why you never do that. You don't even do it with a big tight end. You don't do it. You either throw the back of the end zone on a lob, or you throw it out. You never throw
The only
a
time you
quick.
throw in the middle is if you do play action and the entire team just falls on the pile.
I don't
right,
even-
and then it's just
yeah, I
and
mean-
then it's just a floater right over the top.
I'll be honest with you. Yeah, it's
know
never.
what I'm
It's
saying?
not
Like,
a. It's not a quick slant, and that's where Seattle fucked up. And look, they had a right to be pissed off because that was the last thing you do. It's the last thing you do. I get not giving it to Marshawn Lynch, but there's other plays you could have run. That's not that the crime isn't giving it to not giving it to Marshawn Lynch. It is the design of the play, and that's where Seattle fucked up. But anyway, that doesn't matter. That's a decade ago. The bottom line is these two teams on Sunday, San Fran, if they don't turn the ball over and they stick with McCaffrey, they win the game. But that's not going to happen.
So your prediction is that Shanahan's going to get too
Shanashit, get it right.
He's going to get too cute.
Yep. He's going to overthink it.
Poopahan.
He's going to overthink it.
And they're going to get away from what they do best.
He's going to overthink it. And by the way, Kansas City will not boat race them. They will win by a field goal.
Well, the thing is,
and that'll make it even worse because if the guy does one thing differently, they probably win by 10 points. But that ain't going to happen.
and if they sleepwalk through the first half, Kansas City will not let them win the game in the second.
No.
The way the Lions did.
Patrick Mahomes has learned how to play keep away. He has. If he has the lead,
He's not going to do something.
he's not going to do anything stupid to give you he's not going to give you an extra possession.
And that's
he's not
exactly
gonna,
what he did in Baltimore.
That's exactly what he did in Baltimore. He punted because he's like,
Yeah.
well, fuck it, they
It's
can't.
like, fuck, yeah.
These idiots are going to keep throwing the ball against a nickel. Fuck, throw it out of bounds. Throw it out of bounds. They're not going to.
not gonna force it.
At that point, a 7-point lead is like a 21-point lead. That's what it
much
feels
bigger.
like. It feels much bigger than it actually is. So the thing is, San Fran's going to fuck this up, and that's going to be the travesty of it. And again,
So they're going to lose it.
they're going to lose it. They're going to lose
I
it.
guess when you feel like one team is better, if they lose it, it's typically because of
They'll
something they did or didn't
they'll
do.
overthink it like Baltimore did. Everybody, there are people that are still sitting there that can't believe Baltimore's not here. They look back at that game and they're trying to figure out why he didn't run the ball. No one who gets paid to look at this shit can come up with a reason. They've looked at the tape. They've studied every fucking play. They've studied everything. No one, not Dan Orlovsky, not Marcus Spear, no one can give me a reason, anyone a reason why Harbaugh did what he did.
Give me one reason to stay here,
Nothing.
and I'll turn
Nothing.
right back
Not one
around.
fucking reason. No one understands it. And the thing is, San Fran is built very similar to Baltimore, where their running game is their strength, but they have a lot of weapons on the outside.
They're built better than
They're
Baltimore.
actually built better.
outside of the
The
because
quarterback's better than Purdy. He's better
exactly,
than Purdy.
and he can do more than
He can
Purdy
do more than Purdy, but
So that's
Purdy
what-
has a better supporting cast
Yeah.
if he doesn't fuck it up.
Yeah.
So again, Shanahan will overthink this. He will Shanashit himself, and
sure it's not Poopahan?
we're gonna be sitting here, Poopahan, whatever you want, Shanashit, Poopahan,
shit is shit.
Shanashit, Poopahan,
Shanashit.
Shanashit, Poopahan, found
Well,
a way.
Shanashit.
That should be his whole name, Shanashit, Poopahan. See, this is the stuff we come up with.
Yeah, it's so good.
Shanashit, Poopahan. It's gonna gift wrap
Sounds like a
this.
3-year-old.
Yeah. Shanashit Poopahan? Is that what it is? Poopahan? Poopahan.
Poopahan.
Poopahan. Shanashit Poopahan is going to gift wrap this in a very smelly diaper for Kansas City. Okay? And the stench from that sideline is going to reek. Now, that game is in Vegas. We're going to smell this on the East Coast, what he's going to do. So, why are you playing music? This is for the Baltimore front office. Why aren't you firing Jim Harbaugh?
I thought this was a Tracy Chapman song. Was that right?
I think it is. She's not I thought she was the original artist. I thought she was.
Oh, there's all these freaking...
You decide, America. Anyway,
Could it be Phyllis Hyman?
maybe.
No,
I don't know.
that doesn't sound like...
They're
No.
by the way, Shannon Sharp, who was on the McAfee show today,
Oh, Shannon was?
gave a prediction.
What did he say? He cracks me up.
He says it's incredibly hard to pick this game because on paper San Fran should win it, but there's the Mahomes factor. He's like, San Fran should beat this team by 2 touchdowns on paper. They should, but there's the Mahomes factor. And he said what we're talking about now. He said, it's not about him throwing 4 touchdowns. It's about how the other team plays because he's on the other side. Mm-hmm. Do they get tight? Does the QB think he has to do more than he has to do? Does the coaching staff overthink it because they're worried about it? Just play, And this is why he doesn't know. It's a hard pick. He eventually went with San Fran because he thinks McCaffrey will be the difference. Because at the end of the day, the best player is not the quarterback; it's the running back, and the running back needs to get the ball in the Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, when you think about last year's Super Bowl, it's a little similar to that because Philly came in clearly the better team. I mean, there was no reason. Philly should have beat the shit out of them.
Should have beat them by 17 points.
And
they didn't get out of the locker room.
And Jalen Hurts did beat the shit out of that defense.
Jalen Hurts outplayed Patrick Mahomes.
He outplayed everybody.
He was the best player on the field.
But somehow that defense couldn't touch Mahomes, and they let him pick them apart.
The game
it was crazy.
Plan defensively was awful.
Yeah, that must have been.
It was awful. I don't know what
or the guys pooped themselves.
We were talking about this after that game, trying to figure out what the defense, why they were playing the defense, the type of defense they were playing, given what Kansas City's issues were at that time.
You know what some people have said was the difference?
What?
The field. Remember how everybody was slipping? I mean, both teams were playing on it.
Yeah.
But Kansas City didn't have the high-powered offense that Philly did.
No.
Or
they don't have.
They also didn't have the pass rushing.
Yeah, they don't have the high-powered offense in this one either.
Exactly.
They don't. This is the thing. This is why Shannon Sharp sat there. Shannon Sharp is like, look, this should be a 2-touchdown game, but it won't be because Mahomes is on the other side. And he's like, he goes, it's not because of what Mahomes is going to do as a player. It's because of the effect he has on the other team. Mm-hmm. Because somebody on that team is going to try to do more than they need to do. And whether it's Purdy or the coaching staff, somebody's going to screw. He didn't say fuck up, but somebody's going to do something out of the ordinary because that's the Mahomes effect. Mm-hmm. So, and that is, I believe that too because that's what I've seen this entire playoff. I've seen them beat 2 teams that had no business losing to them on their field, and now they have 2 weeks to prepare for a San Fran team where. And by the way, the coaching disparity in this game is huge. Andy Reid is a much better coach than this guy. This guy's a very good offensive tactician, but he's not a great head. He has a lot of talent. He didn't build that roster, Lynch did, but he's got a lot of talent.
No, I think he helped build that roster.
No, Lynch is the GM. He picked.
I know, but I think Shanahan's part of that.
No.
You don't think so?
Nope. I think it's all Lynch.
An offensive mind like that, you don't think he has any input on personnel?
Lynch has been Lynch has been doing this since before Shanahan was the coach.
I thought he brought Shanahan.
No, I'm saying Lynch he was building that offense before Shanahan got there.
I thought Shanahan was his guy.
I'm not saying he didn't hire him. He did. But I'm saying he was already...
Wasn't his first coach hire?
I don't think he was. He's been there a while.
Allow me to Google.
Google it all you want. But the fact is that Lynch was not a guy... He didn't have to be talked into getting offensive players. That was his strategy all along.
John Lynch is a safety.
That doesn't mean he doesn't know anything about offense. He knows the rules. He knows where the league is not where it was when he played. It's an offensive-minded league. And unlike Bill Belichick, he's not set in his ways. If he was, he would have never hired a Shanahan to begin with. He would have hired a defensive coach. So clearly he's not that dude. Or he would have hired some guy like, I don't know, Rex Ryan, a defensive guy who's devoid of offensive. He knew where the league was going. And he was smart to do what he did. Does that mean now, by the way, look at he also built the defense too. They've got 5 first-round draft picks.
So first year that Lynch came on, he brought Shanahan on. So I really think they did that together.
No, I don't. I think that was all Lynch.
I disagree.
Disagree all you want. Okay. I think that was all Lynch.
I don't.
Because Lynch, when he came over, before he hired the coach, he was talking about, well, it's an offensive game now. You don't win the way you used to win. That was in his speech.
So?
Well, that means that's what he was going to do. Whether he hired Shanahan or another offensive guy.
Kyle Shanahan because that guy.
Let me ask you: was Kyle Shanahan the only offensive-minded coach that was out there? No. He was going to do that no matter who he was. I don't know, but he wasn't the only one.
This is a guy who has a bunch of coaches spun off from him.
He spun off from a coaching tree himself.
Every coach spins off.
I know. He wasn't the only offensive-minded coach that he interviewed. He was the one he chose. But he wasn't the only offensive-minded coach he interviewed.
So what? What is that?
I'm saying he was gonna do offense regardless of who his coach was, because he was gonna hire an offensive-minded coach because that's what he said. He knew where the game was going. It's an offensive game now. He said that before he hired Shanahan.
So
he
what?
got
That
hired
doesn't
before.
mean that Kyle Shanahan doesn't help him.
You're going to tell me that John Lynch, who's been in the league, who played in the league, and Kyle Shanahan doesn't know who the players are? Doesn't know who the talent is? Doesn't know who to
I didn't
draft?
say he doesn't know.
Well,
I
I'm
said
saying-
I think Kyle Shanahan has input and helped him build that team.
I think that was more Lynch
to
than
act like that's crazy is crazy.
No, it's not crazy because of
Yes,
what
it
he
is.
said before he hired the guy. Before he chose a head coach, he tipped his hand. We're going to build it. We need a big offense. It's an offensive league. We got to be able to score. He was always going to go that way. Look at the trades. He was always going offense. That was his priority because he knew where the rules were now. Defenses don't win. You don't win with like that Ravens defense of 2002. You're never going to see that again, a defense like that, because the rules aren't geared that way. It's not going to happen. So in any event, the bottom line is San Fran on paper is 2 touchdowns better according to Shannon Sharp. I don't disagree with him, but
So he came out and said that the roster is a true partnership between coach and GM.
what a very nice political thing to say. Wow. Cheers to you, John. Good for you. Good for you. You still made all the picks, though. And you still hired the coach, too. So, I mean, you did all that. He built it. So, and he should
So
get credit.
Shanahan says, I don't want to demand all of it. What's important to you, I've always thought. None of it matters if you're working with the right people. It was important for me to have the 53 on paper. It's important for the players to know that the coaching staff is ultimately going to be responsible. Yeah, Shanahan does nothing. You're right.
He didn't. He was going to do that no matter who he hired.
He has fun. That's not the argument.
It is the argument.
No.
You're telling me that Lynch was like Shanahan influenced Lynch to do what he did, and no, it's the other way.
What he did, no.
In terms of
you
who he
said, John Lynch built this roster.
He did.
And
He
Kyle
drafted-
Shanahan had nothing to do with it.
John Lynch made all the picks. John Lynch picked the coach.
I'm telling you, there's an article with quotes in it where John Lynch says
That doesn't
Shanahan has final say on the 50.
Where does it say he has final say?
Okay.
Where does it say Shanahan has the final say on player personnel? Read me that sentence.
New 49ers general manager John Lynch explained how roster control will be handled with new coach Kyle Shanahan Thursday at their introductory press conference. Shanahan will have final say on the 53-man roster.
Oh, wow.
So there's where it says it. And all I was saying is I don't think you can say Shanahan just kind of rode Lynch's coattails. It seems like he was part of the process. That's all I was trying to say.
And all I was saying was Lynch was going to do that no matter who he hired.
But he hired Shanahan, and Shanahan helped him.
He hired a guy that he felt he could work best with, but he was always going to do that because that's
I'm
the
not
league.
saying
That's
he
the way the
wasn't.
league went. Well, that's what I'm saying. He was going to build an offensive roster regardless of who his coach was.
Right, but if he doesn't have Shanahan, maybe he doesn't make all the same picks.
Maybe he makes better ones.
Better ones?
So they
Really?
have they won a Super Bowl yet?
Look at that personnel.
Have they won a Super Bowl
Is
yet?
it because of the personnel?
I think it's because of the coach.
Maybe it is.
Yeah. So don't tell me that this guy is not. Look, he was going to do
Look,
this.
all I was disputing was that he helped build the
And all I
roster.
was disputing was Lynch was going to do that whether he hired that guy or another offensive
No,
guy.
you were saying he had nothing to do with it.
I'm saying Lynch had final say.
But you're wrong.
Who hired the coach? Who hired the coach?
That has nothing to do with what we're talking about.
He
We know Lynch hired the coach,
Well-
but then Lynch gave power to fucking...
he said he has final say. That means, oh, you know what? I'm going to sit over here and you do everything. No, they did. He just said they worked it hand in hand.
Yes, that's my point.
Yeah. Well, I don't.
If he gives final say, it means that he's not just going out making decisions.
If Lynch
It
is
means
going
they're
to pick
talking.
offense, what are they really arguing?
They're not arguing
I'm
anything.
saying. Well, I'm saying
they're
saying-
collaborating.
yeah, but saying he has final say when Lynch is already going to go that way.
That's not what final say is.
I know what final say
Final
is,
say
but he
means-
makes it sound like if we have a dispute, it's going to be he's going to make the pick. And I'm
that's
telling
not
you,
what I'm even talking
well, that's what
about.
final say is.
Well, that's what they're saying.
Well, I got news for you. He was going to go offense whether he hired him or another coordinator. So when you say, well, the head coach is going to have final say, well, the head coach was probably going to have final say no matter who he hired. But the point is he was going to draft offense no matter what he did.
Whatever.
What he said he was going to build a team with offense. They were going to have offense. They had to score. They couldn't rely on. They couldn't win games 13 to 10.
I'm not disputing any of
well,
that.
I'm saying he would have done.
Changing the argument.
No, my argument was always that he built the roster because he was going to.
That's wrong.
No, it's not wrong.
Yes, because Kyle Shanahan helped.
No,
You can't say he was going to do it without him.
He would have.
So the fact that he did it with them means Kyle Shanahan did nothing.
I didn't say.
That's what you're saying.
Lynch would have done this.
He would have tried
regardless.
to do this with somebody else.
Yeah, and he
would have had a different product.
No, he wouldn't have.
Yes, he would
You
have.
told me he wouldn't have had a high score
I
offense?
didn't say that. I said he would have had a different product.
Yeah, well, that different could have been better. They might have 2 Super Bowls by now.
That's true.
I mean, they haven't been. What was the last one they were in? 3 years ago?
I don't know. It was when they lost to the Chiefs.
No, was it? Yeah, but it was Garoppolo.
It was Mahomes' first, right?
It was the first one he won. Yes.
Yeah.
Was it 18 or 19? Because Brady
19. Brady won in 19.
Brady won, so he must have won it the year before, right?
Yeah.
All right, so it was 18. So it was 5 years ago. So they've been to 2 Super Bowls in 5 years. They've had probably the most talented roster in that conference for 4 of the last 5 years. Mm-hmm. I don't think anyone would argue that. Okay, so how do we? My thing is that's why I have Shanashit as the guy who's going to screw this up.
Look, I'm not disputing any of that.
So,
all I was saying was because you were like, the coaching disparity is egregious, and then you said Kyle Shanahan.
It is egregious.
Like, you don't think he's good?
Andy Reid is a way better coach
than
than
him.
him.
John Lynch built that team.
Andy Reid is a much better coach than him.
I agree with that.
I think that's a huge disparity.
But I would not look
I think
at that
that'll be
team
the-
and say John Lynch is the genius. I think they're a team.
He is a genius. He knew what he was doing. When he got the GM job, he's like, "We're going to build.
We're going to hire Kyle Shanahan."
He said, "We're going to before you hire Kyle Shanahan." He said, "It's an offensive league. We're going to have a top 10 offense."
Well, who was his first hire?
He said, "Yeah, him."
Kyle Shanahan.
That's smart. That means he knew what he was. By the way, what if he hired what's his name out there? What if he hired McVay? Who's about the same age? What if he hired McVay, who already won a Super Bowl?
That would have been a good hire.
Yeah, it would have been a better one because he already won a Super Bowl.
And McVay would have.
McVay's been to
McVay would have helped them build the roster.
Yeah, but I'm saying
Same
he
way
would.
Kyle
I'm
Shanahan
just saying he was going to build an offensive roster regardless of who he hired. That's why I'm saying he needs to be given credit for this because it was his vision. He was that was his plan all along. Whether he hired him or McVay or who's the other guy that's really good? There's another one, young guy, the dude in Miami. He's a very good offensive-minded guy.
Yeah.
If he had hired any one of those
They're
three,
all from the same tree, aren't they?
I think they definitely
Weren't they
two
all,
of them.
They were all in Washington.
What? Really? The other one? The one in Miami was in Washington too?
Yeah.
I didn't know about that.
He's a Shanahan guy.
I thought he came from Denver.
He was a ball boy in Denver.
No, I know that, but I thought he came up through that coaching staff first.
I'm sure he might have been a coach there, but he was like a coordinator or receivers coach.
So
or
all
something.
3 of these guys came from
Washington. They let them all go. Well, because remember they.
No, I'm just saying.
Because Washington had Mike Shanahan.
Talk about a
poorly run organization.
If you had held on to one of them,
they had Jay Gruden. And decided to let McVay and Shanahan go.
Gruden was the bust, wasn't he? He was the bust of the whole thing.
Yeah. He was the younger brother. Then John busted with racism and whatever the fuck else.
Well, Gruden offensively was very good. He was. He knew his stuff.
John?
Yeah, John was a very good offensive guy. He was. But, Rich Gannon, was it Gannon? No, who was the guy in Oakland, the Raiders?
That was
it was Gannon.
Yeah.
He won league MVP under Gruden. Like before Gruden got a hold of him, Gannon was like a journeyman. He wasn't that dude. Like Gruden turned him into that dude. I mean, no, Gruden offensively. I mean, yeah, he may have been a racist prick.
But he sure could coach.
No, I'm saying from an offensive standpoint, he knew his stuff. Is all I'm saying. But that's neither here. The thing is that. There's a lot of these offensive guys that are coming from this tree that are out there, and you just got to find them, or find someone that's worked with them that has a version of this offense, which started.
No,
what?
It's even more.
What?
So from 2011 to 2013, they all worked under Mike Shanahan,
Kyle's dad. The dad, yeah.
And McVay was the tight ends coach.
Yeah.
Shanahan was the offensive coordinator. LaFleur was the QB coach.
Who's Green Bay's
coach. Yeah. Shit, I can't see. Yeah. I think McDaniel was like a receivers coach.
Oh, if he was, that's quite a tree.
Fuck yeah,
that's
dude.
Quite a tree.
Look at the success that's happened there.
That's Mike Shanahan, who won 2 Super Bowls with John Elway.
But to think that Washington had all those coaches
and
they never found
and
their
by
coach.
the way, though, but here's the thing. And here's the problem with his son. And his son better fall. You know how Denver finally won those 2 Super Bowls? Because Elway was the quarterback? They ran the ball with Terrell Davis. That's when Denver finally broke through. And it's funny.
They had that zone rushing scheme.
That line was very, and Terrell Davis was a beast.
Didn't
Talk
he
about a
get into the Hall
guy.
of Fame
Talk
with,
about
like,
he
4
had
years?
two 2000 yard rushing seasons, and he
Some
beat
of the best seasons
I'm telling
ever.
you, he was one of the best backs I've
was
ever
awesome.
seen. He reminded me, like, he was a combination of Emmitt Smith and Barry Sanders. That's what he was. He really was. He could run.
Wasn't he a bruiser? He just
No, but he was quick too.
Yeah.
He wasn't like if he ran off tackle, he could outrun you to the pylon.
was he kind of like Adrian Peterson-ish?
He's bigger.
He was bigger than Peterson.
Bigger than Peterson. Yeah, he
He was
was
like
big.
6'4",
No, he was like 6'2", 6'3", but he was
240.
He was big. Like he was
He was solid as
he was
fuck.
solid. He was a
There was no fat on
dude.
that
His
dude.
fucking thighs. I don't know if you remember Christian Okoye, but he had thighs like Christian, the Nigerian nightmare they used to call him for Kansas City. Terrell Davis had thighs like that. Like they looked like the fat end of a wiffle ball bat. Like they were this huge, like fucking. And he was a beast. And Shanahan, as much as they talk about Elway, Mike Shanahan's thing was run the football. And that's how they eventually broke through. So it would behoove his son on Sunday to hand the ball off 35, 40
You don't
times.
have to come up with a genius offensive
You don't.
plan.
This is
Fucking-
why he's gonna Shanahan it or Shanahan it. What is it? Poopahan or whatever it is.
No, it was
Poopahan.
Shanashit Poopahan.
Shanashit Poopahan.
You, God, what did you say? You were like,
Shoopahan, Poopahan, Lupahan, whatever it was. Shanashit Poopahan will be the MVP for the Kansas City Chiefs on Sunday. That is
That's
what I am
cool that
predicting.
he got into the Hall of Fame too.
His father?
No, Terrell Davis.
He should have. His career was cut short by injury. He
I
was
know,
on,
but like so often it's like, oh, he didn't play long enough.
well, but he won 2
Dude.
Super Bowls. He won a league MVP.
He was
he
not
led the
as big as
NFL.
Adrian Peterson.
How big was he?
5'11", 210. That's it.
He didn't look 5'11".
He looked
210 to me.
big as
He looked
fuck.
huge. Talk about the camera adding 10 pounds. How big was Adrian Peterson?
I don't know.
He was only 5'11".
That's what it
God, I thought he
says.
was 6'2".
I know,
Maybe
he
with the
looked
with the
big.
cleats on, he was 6'2".
He looked real big.
He
Let's
was
see how
maybe,
big
it was,
Adrian.
maybe it was the shoulder
I
pads.
mean, Adrian Peterson had to be bigger than that.
I don't think he didn't look bigger than that. Peterson didn't look small, but he didn't,
Peterson was a monster, though.
he didn't look big though. He didn't look like a Derrick Henry or a Christian Okoye.
Well, I mean, God,
or
Derrick
an Earl,
Henry's
an
enormous.
Earl Campbell.
You can't
guys
say he didn't
that.
look like Derrick
No,
Henry.
but he didn't even.
Derrick
I don't-
Henry's big as
he didn't
fuck.
even look as big as Emmitt Smith.
6'1", 220 was Adrian Peterson. So
They're
weight-wise,
comparing-
he wasn't
they're-
that much
yeah,
bigger.
10 pounds. Sorry, it's
But
two
he had
inches.
2 inches on him.
2 inches and 10 pounds.
That's bigger.
That's not a lot bigger. That's not
2
big.
inches, 10 pounds. That's a lot bigger.
No, it isn't. That's nothing. 2 inches and 10 pounds? No. You're talking like it's 4 inches and 50 pounds. It's not. 2 inches and 10 pounds is honestly, you can't. If you saw them on camera, you couldn't tell them apart.
Yeah.
You really couldn't. I'm just saying that Terrell Davis was that dude. And if his career didn't get cut
was
short by
Adrian
injury,
Peterson.
he would have gone. No, but Peterson was stayed healthy and was able to complete his career. I'm saying Terrell Davis's career was cut short by injury.
Yeah.
But when he played, like look at his per game averages. He is.
Oh, I know. He's awesome.
Yeah, he is legit Hall of Famer. So, and he got 2 Super Bowls and a league MVP. Yeah, he's got the hardware for a league for a Hall of Famer.
Oh,
Easily.
shit. I didn't realize he played 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
I thought he played 7 years.
7 years.
Yeah, he
I didn't
played
realize
7.
he played 7.
What was his final totals?
7,607 yards.
He averaged 1,000 yards a year in a 16-game season.
Let's see, in his last 3 years,
Yeah.
this is so. His last 3 years, 200, 200, and 700.
So he was hurt. Yeah, he actually didn't even play a full 7 years, and he had 7,000 yards.
Yeah, because he played 4 games, and then 8 games.
Yeah, he didn't even play the equivalent of 7 seasons, and he had 7,000 yards rushing.
So really, he had. I mean, he basically had fucking 7,000 yards in like
5 years.
5 years.
Maybe 5 years. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
ridiculous.
Because
That's
he played
utterly
he played 77 games.
That's utterly ridiculous. What was his per game average, does it say? Somewhere, does it?
Let's see. I don't know if I can see that. Average per game.
Doesn't show it. What was his average per carry?
Average yards per game, 97 yards a game
Damn. Yeah, that's
for 7 years.
that's yeah. And what was his average yards per carry?
Damn, I don't see it.
That's weird. They don't have the carries and the average
Maybe
next
it's
to
over
it.
here.
It's probably 4 point something. I mean, only 2 running backs.
Oh, yeah, it's 4.6.
Okay, well, here you go.
First career.
Think about this. Only 2 running backs in NFL history averaged 5 yards a carry for their career. Jim Brown and Barry Sanders. Okay? He averaged 4.6. So he wasn't that far off.
And those 2 years, the last year of his career where he only played 8 games, he averaged 4.2.
Yeah.
For those 2 where he only played 4 games, he averaged 3.1, 3.6. Without those, I mean, shit.
So, to surmise, hey, Shanashit, run the ball like your dad did and get... by the way,
He only had one 2,000-yard season, by the way.
Well, not many, most running backs never
But
had
he
one.
had 15, 17.
Yeah, most running backs never had one. So I think there's only 5 guys.
He had
that ever did it.
1,100, 1,500, 1,700, 2,000.
That was the first 4 years.
My God. Those were years.
And by the way, those were the old rules where you could rip a guy's leg off and not get called for a foul.
He was laying motherfuckers out.
But the message here is prevalent, is that be like your dad, because there was by the way, in that game that Denver broke through. Do you know who the quarterback was on the other side?
That Denver broke through on what?
That the team they beat in the Super Bowl. It was another all-time great GOAT conversationalist, Brett Favre, who was a 4-time league MVP. And if he had won his second Super Bowl, and Denver ended that because Denver repeated. That was their first of 2. Yeah. So they never got back. Green Bay never got back. But the thing is,
was that when Elway got spun?
Yeah.
Was that in the Super Bowl?
That was the run. Yeah, that was the run of the Super Bowl when he on
so
third.
it wasn't in the Super Bowl.
It was in the Super Bowl.
Oh, it was in the Super Bowl.
Yes, it was. It was in the Super Bowl. He was a third and whatever, and he got helicoptered into the end zone. That was awesome. It really was. I mean, I hated Elway, but I was like,
I didn't like it.
That was pretty cool. But I was happy for him because he never got one.
I don't think I disliked Elway.
No, he was 0-3, and they got boat raced every time because his team wasn't good enough. I mean, they got blown out by San Fran, 55-10. That's the worst blowout in Super Bowl history. That was his Denver. I mean, he was on the wrong end of some of these.
Do you remember when the NFC always used to blow out the AFC?
Yeah, it happened for like 15 years before Denver broke through. Denver is the one that ended the streak. Elway's Denver team.
Dude, me and my guy at work, Jeff, we were talking. He was talking about how, like, for I don't know if it was 6 years, the NFC East won the Super Bowl
in a row.
Yeah, Giants had 2, Washington had 2, Dallas had 3.
Dallas didn't win in the 80s.
It was
Dallas
end of the
won,
80s into the 90s.
They won in 92, 94, 95.
Yeah.
But who won it? The Giants won it in 90.
Giants won 2.
Who won it?
They won like 89, 90, and then Washington won 2.
Yeah, who won it?
No, maybe Washington won 1.
Who won it in 88? San Fran won it in 88. And San Fran won it
but
again.
But the NFC East maybe it was 4 times.
San Fran repeated. They won 88, 89, and then the Giants won in 90.
And then what, 91?
The Cowboys were 91. Who won in 92?
It was probably the Cowboys, right?
No, they won 93, 94.
Was it Washington?
Yeah, Washington beat Denver. Again, Elway's second. They boat raced him 40. Dude, that one, Washington scored. Ready for this? Denver was up 10-0 at the end of the first quarter. Washington scored 5 touchdowns in the second quarter. It was 35-10.
So listen to this run for the NFC East, okay? And this is even if we throw in the 2. So it goes, Giants win, Washington wins. They both beat Denver back-to-back.
Yep.
What was that, 87, 88?
I believe, well, the Giants were 89-90.
Yeah, but 87,
no.
87, 88.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, that was the first
Denver,
one.
Then
yeah,
Washington over Denver.
Yeah, because they beat.
Then San Fran won twice.
Yeah, they beat Buffalo. The Giants beat Buffalo in 90, not Denver.
Right. So it was Giants, Washington.
Yep.
San Francisco. Then Giants, Washington, Dallas.
Yeah.
San Francisco, Dallas. Yeah. The NFC East was coming through with
the Redskins
teams back then.
The Redskins won 3 in 8 years in the middle of that Montana dynasty, and they did it with 3 different quarterbacks. Which is why I keep telling everybody:
Doug Williams,
Mark Rippon, and Joe Theismann.
Joe Theismann.
And I keep telling everybody, Joe Gibbs is the best coach I've ever seen.
Damn, so which year did Theismann win?
The first one when they beat Miami
Oh, 27-17.
Yeah, the year before Marino became. David Woodley was.
So that was that was 83. I was only 1 year old.
Yeah, because the Marino's rookie year was 83, 84.
I was 1 year old.
And then the next year, Marino threw those 48 touchdown passes, which was blowing everybody away, and they lost to Montana and Roger Craig and those guys in the Super Bowl. They got boat race 38-16. But the first one was Theismann, then it was Williams, and then it was Rippon.
I remember the Rippon one.
Yeah, 91. But anyway, like the thing is, like Joe Gibbs did that with 3 different quarterbacks in 8 years.
With the Hogs.
With the Hogs.
The Hogs.
But I'm saying he
Rigo.
Joe Gibbs is the one coach that can say, yeah, I was the system, because he can say that. So because he proved it. But the thing is, like, look, this game has all the makings of a classic Sunday, because these teams aren't good enough to run away from each other. One because they're stupid, one because they don't have the personnel. So that's why I think it's going to be close. I don't think it's going to be very high scoring. I don't, because they're both going to run the ball. It's going to come down to who cracks first, who panics first.
I don't remember the Rams-Cincinnati Super Bowl.
Oh, when they won 23-20.
Yeah, was that a close game? Was that as close as it seems?
Yeah, Burrow was very close in that. I'll tell you, Aaron Donald made the sack that won it.
Yeah.
Aaron Donald. Yeah, he was. They were. Yeah. And think about this: if fucking Todd Bowles' defense didn't fall asleep, that could have been Brady going for his 8th. That would have been Brady going for his 8th.
So I mean, that's back-to-back Super Bowls that were very tightly contested, because you got Philly Chiefs last year
38-35,
then
23-20,
23-20. Then it goes Tampa smacking around Kansas City. Kansas City kind of smacking around San Francisco. Although that was close in the fourth, wasn't it?
San Fran was up 10 going into the fourth quarter.
But then Kansas City won by 11?
Yeah, because San Fran fell apart.
Yikes.
Because Shanashit.
Then you have New England beating the Rams 13-3. God, that would a bore.
What a snore.
What a snore fest. What happened? You guys just shut them down? Ran the ball? Or
that Patriots team was this year's Kansas City team. The difference, because Gronk was aging but still effective.
Right.
We had a great running game. Our running game was 5th in the league that year.
It's like beat him on reputation.
And Brady was flawless. Brady didn't make a mistake because he knew he couldn't. But he also
didn't push him.
He didn't push. He's like, I'll play with. Brady was the ultimate game manager. If Brady had a lead, it was over. Like, you don't come back if he had a lead over you. The Patriots
do exactly what I need to do.
Yeah, and this is what Mahomes has learned how to do, and that's why they're going to win the game on Sunday, because they're going to both run the ball at each other, and the team that's going to blink first on this is going to be San Francisco. Andy Reid's just going to wait him out.
Then you got Philly, New England.
38-33 or 41-33. Yep. And New England never.
You got New England, Atlanta. My God, you guys.
We play great Super Bowls, don't we?
Every game was great.
Close. Yeah, every game was good.
It was great. I mean, as much as I grew to hate the Pats, when they weren't in the Super Bowl, I was like, oh, what the fuck?
Well, you have to have someone to hate.
Boring. Yeah,
you have to have a villain.
So boring.
Like the Chiefs have become the villain.
But see, I'm rooting for them.
Of course you are. Because you want to see Mahomes catch Brady.
No.
Well, then why are you rooting for them?
Because I like them.
Why?
They're likable.
Why? Okay, but so San Fran's not likable? McCaffrey's not likable? Ayuk is a coach's wet dream.
Yeah.
For Christ's sake.
No, but I'm saying, but I've started to like.
I mean, Purdy is Mr. Irrelevant. Talk about a Hollywood story. If this kid comes out of nowhere.
No, but I mean, this team came out of nowhere. I liked Mahomes beating Philly last year. That really made me love him.
Well, that's because you hated Philly.
I hate Philly. Yeah, so now it's kind of like, all right, he did me a solid last year.
You hated Philly.
Yeah,
but that was born out of hatred.
I know, but now I like the guy. And I watched the quarterback show on Netflix.
Like,
that
honestly,
made me like him.
Either way, I lose.
I like Andy Reid.
Either way, I lose. Because if San Fran wins, they now have 6 Super Bowls like the Patriots and the Steelers. And if Mahomes wins, I have to listen to a whole fucking offseason of these donkeys trying to tell me how Mahomes is already the GOAT. Either way, I'm going to fucking lose. And by the way, the kicker will be fucking Travis Kelce proposing to Taylor Swift on the fucking air. I'll throw up all over his kitchen if I see that.
He won't do that.
Oh, he will.
Brian Windhorst has been getting his hair game on lately.
He's got some gel in there. He does.
He's got it styled.
By the way, while we're going on and on about this Super Bowl,
is he getting right? Is he getting dolled up here? Because sometimes he looks a little.
He does have the movie star do going on. That is kind of a movie star.
And it's new.
Or is it more like the director or the producer? Is he that
Sometimes
dude?
he looks kind of beat to shit. But
Is he the guy who sits there off camera with the sweater wrapped around his neck, like with the arms like tied?
The director?
Yeah, like big movies.
No, look
or
at
the producer.
Doesn't they look good?
He's pimping.
It's very...
he's pimping.
Actually, is...
What? Perkins.
Is Perkins losing weight?
I can't tell with him. He's so big, I can't tell with him. He's 6'10", like...
He looks good tonight. He's got his beard.
He's macking. He looks very. Yeah.
I like the no tie and the tie. They've got some contrast. He's like the casual dressed up. Yeah. Windhorse.
Well, he's pulling off the coat.
Oh no,
he's pulling off the coat. He looks good. I mean, good. Kudos to Perk. And kudos to Perk for calling out Missoula because he's the one fucking guy besides. He's been calling him out.
What did he say?
He's the reason he's not picking the Celtics to win the championship is Missoula. He's like, this guy's going to screw this up. He's like, this style of play is not sustainable. He's been saying what we've been saying for forever.
Yeah, it's too bad.
So anyway, we both like the Chiefs. We both like I like Shanashit Poopahan. Poopahan.
Shanashit Poopahan. Shanashit Poopahan. So instead of Shanahan, it's Poopahan.
Shanashit
Poopahan.
Shanashit Poopahan is going to be the MVP for the Kansas City Chiefs on Sunday night. We're going to be sitting here on Monday night, and we're going to be looking at each other going, what the fuck was he thinking? Why did he, I guess one of us is going to go, why did he do that? We'll open the show with it. Why would he do that? Shanashit Poopahan. I guarantee you, one of us is going to start the show Monday night with that question. Why on earth would he do what he did? That's going to be one of us is going to say that first. And the worst part is it's going to be close. It's going to be a one-score game. It's going to even make it worse. And Kansas City is going to win this in the fourth quarter.
Well, didn't you say that Mahomes will get the ball last and win?
Yeah, San Fran's going to have a lead, but it's not going to be enough because Donkey will have fucked it up somehow where they're barely ahead. Because we're going to go into the fourth quarter going, they should be up 2 touchdowns right now, but they're not. They're up 5 points. And we both are going to look at each other and go, here it comes.
What if Kansas City comes out and just slaps them?
That's not going to happen.
Would that be better?
It's not going to be good either way. I'm not going to. There is going to be one loser Sunday night.
Oh, shut up.
I can't win Sunday night.
Jalen Brunson's questionable.
I can't win Sunday night. If San Fran wins, they join the Steelers Patriots club. And if KC wins, now I got a whole off season of this guy's the GOAT now. And he's the best guy I've ever seen. Blah, 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 blah.
So you'd rather San Fran won?
Of course I would. But that's not going. But that's not. But and then, by the way, that's exactly. He's not going to catch Brady or what he does. But the bottom line is, I'm going to have to listen to that for 6 fucking months.
Dude, even if he doesn't win, you'll still listen to it.
No.
There's already people saying.
If he loses this game.
I heard a guy say the other day, even if he loses it.
No fucking way. Because
Dude,
honestly,
I know too.
Honestly, San Francisco is dumb enough to blow it, and everybody knows it. Everybody knows it. That's why everybody's picking. Every expert's picking. Every expert is picking Kansas City. Why? When they all say the same thing, San Fran's the more talented team. Why are they all saying that and picking Kansas City?
Nobody's picking San Fran. Shannon picked Shannon.
Shanahan's picking them because he's known McCaffrey.
Shannon Sharp.
Shannon Sharp has known McCaffrey since he was 10. And he's known
right.
He's got the sentimental, and his dad coached me, and that's why he's going with them. But he keeps saying it. I can't pick against Mahomes. He's like, this is a very difficult thing, and he says it should be a 2-touchdown game, but it won't be. Okay, it's not good. Patrick Mahomes ain't playing defense, so how's he going to listen? Run the ball 40 times and don't turn it over. San Fran wins the game. That ain't going to happen.
No, okay, 40.
40. No run at 40. Run at 40.
No team's going to do that.
San Fran could.
Yeah, but they won't.
They won't. They're dumb. They won't. And by the way, if they run the ball 40 times, that means they're going to have like 70 or 80 plays on offense, which means Patrick Mahomes is going to spend the bulk of the afternoon sitting on the sideline. And that's the best way to stop Patrick Mahomes. Don't let him get the ball.
Have 36 minutes time of possession.
Yeah. If it's 36-22, San Fran wins. They will win if that happens.
Yeah.
But we both know that's not going to happen because Shanashit poop a lot.
Well, and the thing is, the way they drive the ball, they usually hit you, right? Like it's quick. Like fucking McCaffrey will hit you for a 70-yard run and get the ball right
If
back.
they're able to turn, Kansas City's worst nightmare is San Fran turns this into a shootout by running the ball. That would be the worst thing that could happen in Kansas City.
McCaffrey.
Then they're really fucked because that means he's running loose in their secondary, and if that happens, Kansas City's fucked. But Kansas City is good against the run. Like, well, not good, but they're like, who's the coordinator? Who's the coordinator?
Spagnuolo.
He will dial something up.
He's a good defensive.
He will dial something up to lessen the blow, or get Shanashit to cough.
His defense will usually keep you in the game.
Yeah, he'll do something that makes Shanashit overthink it. He'll give him a look, and it'll make him panic. He will do that, and it's smoke and mirrors. That's what it is. Just doesn't matter what he does. Just line up and blow their ass off the ball.
My toes are about to crack
Yes.
off.
We're going to end the show tonight. We both got KC. We both got Shanashit. Well, I do. He has the special teams. I like that, special teams.
Special teams.
Somebody, San Francisco special teams going to fuck this up.
Special poops.
Yep, special poops. Special droppings. Special droppings.
Special turd coordinator.
Special turd coordinator. But
It's
anyway,
not the special teams. It's the special turds coordinator. Who is the special turds coordinator for San Francisco? Oh,
special turds coordinator.
that's Father Poopingham. Let me get him.
Father Poopahan. Yes. But
That'll be his name if they have a gaff.
I'm telling you, Monday night's going to be very funny. You guys enjoy the Super Bowl. We're going to be hanging out, having a party at the Izzos. And in closing, to my son, Anthony, the A-Train, 10 years. 10 years. I'm so proud of you. I love you. And now that you got that damn PlayStation 5, you better not even look at your mother wrong again. I swear to God. Don't even look at her wrong again, because that was all her. So happy birthday, little man. I love you. And good luck Saturday. Going for 2-2. 2-2 on Saturday on the basketball court. Back to 500. So you guys enjoy the Super Bowl. Best of luck to both teams. Hopefully nobody gets hurt. And we will see you Monday night with the postgame show. Until then, the redoubtable one himself, Tom Izzo, who has the final word. And the highly questioned one, Arjun Miliaccio, who just advises. We will see you then. Peace, love.
Final say.
Final say is all Tom
on
Izzo.
every decision.
Every decision, it's all Tom Izzo. Even that lighting.